What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again with another Manchester City live watch-along, where today we're going to be doing the live watch-along of Man City's Champions League away game against AS Monaco. So before I do crack on with this live stream, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. I'm going to keep you guys up to date every single day with all the latest City content here on YouTube. So if you haven't already, then do subscribe to my channel. That would be much appreciated. Social media links there in the description as well. If you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok, email also in the description too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up on today's stream. We're aiming for 100 likes. We're already more than 1/10 of our way there. We're on 11 likes, which means we're only 89 likes away. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. And also don't forget as well to get your thoughts in the live chat with where you're tuning in from today, and also your score prediction. We do also have the poll in the chat if you want to go and leave your vote about who you think is going to win today's game. 6% of people going with a Monaco win, 6% going with a draw, and 88% going with, nice and positive, a Manchester City victory today. So just dipping into the chat. Athi, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Carl, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. We'll speak more about the Rodri selection when I speak about the team news in just one moment. And Connor, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Same with you there as well. I'll speak more about John Stones being selected for Man City's game today. Welcome, Dave. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. I'm sorry to hear that you've had a dreadful day. I'm hoping that your day will get better. Says Newcastle winning 4-0, being a Middlesbrough fan. Obviously, not too happy with that one, but hopefully a Manchester City victory today may just brighten up your spirits, I do hope. And Connor, most certainly, come on City. So I do want to give a shout out to today's video sponsor, which once more is brought to you by SofaScore. SofaScore are going to keep you guys up to date every single step of the way with all the latest football scores from around the grounds. They're going to keep you guys up to date with all the latest match information, along with the latest team news and so much more. All your good footballing needs, they're all in one place, all in one app. SofaScore, a free app to download, very highly rated, so do go and check it out. Links and details there in the description. You can also download using my link in the live chat or the QR code on screen. I do have my promo video, which I'm going to roll for you guys right now, so I'll see you in 20 seconds. And a big thank you to SofaScore for sponsoring today's live stream. Do go and check them out. Links and details, they are in the description. Welcome, Mick. Thank you for tuning in as well. Says best of luck from a Leeds fan. Much appreciated. It seems to be dead, that old-fashioned spirit that people have had, which is cheering on your national teams, which, yeah, you don't really see a lot of that. You know, there'll be a lot of English football fans who will see another English side competing in the competition and will say, I don't want them to do very well, which I kind of get if it's your rival team. But when it comes to teams that you don't really have much association with, surely in terms of the the rankings, in terms of in Europe and stuff, surely you'd be wanting the English teams and the Premier League teams to be doing as well as possible, which, as I said, rivalries, I understand. When it's not your rival, I don't so much understand. But, yeah, here we are. Anyway, we're heading on to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. Just going to get up the latest team news and also the match information. I'm just having a look at the couple of full-time scores here. In the early kickoff in the Champions League, Karabag beating FC Copenhagen at home by 2-0, and Newcastle United have just won as well against USG by 4-0 away from home. So a good victory there for Newcastle United. There are several games taking place today. So you've got AS Monaco taking on Manchester City, which is what we're going to be doing a live watch along of today. Also going to be keeping up to date with what's happening between Arsenal and Olympiacos, Barcelona taking on PSG, Bayer Leverkusen taking on PSV Eindhoven, Borussia Dortmund taking on Athletic Bilbao, Napoli taking on Sporting Club de Portugal, and also Man City's next opponents in the Champions League, Villarreal. They're playing at home today against Juventus, so keep an eye on how they get on as well. But as I said, it's all about doing a live watch along of Manchester City's game today. I'm going to leave my vote on the SofaScore app, asking who do I think is going to win this game. 83% of users, it's got a total of 106,000 votes, have gone with a Man City win, 9% going with a draw, with 8% going with an AS Monaco win. This game taking place at the Stade Louis II over in Monaco. We're seeing Jesus Gil Monzano of Spain as today's match official. He averages a red card every 0.26 matches, so that's 1 in every 4 games he'll show a red card, and averaging a whopping 5 yellow cards, 5.11 yellow cards per game. Today's game being broadcast in the UK live on Discovery Plus and TNT Sports Channel 2. So heading over then to have a look at the lineups. We're going to start off first by speaking about our opponents, AS Monaco. Welcome, Jean. Thanks for tuning in. Says Pep with a suit jacket on again. Interesting. Is interesting, smartening himself up. I like a smart Pep Guardiola. It's good to see. Melody in Norway, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Expecting a Haaland hat-trick. A Haaland hat-trick would be fantastic today. Mick says, I'm a football fan. I will cheer on any English club in Europe. It's a very traditional, old-fashioned mindset, which just kind of seems to be disappearing away from the world. So good to see, Mick. Real good to see. Jean says, City have had a bad experience with Monaco, so expectations are low. Yeah, they beat us last time we faced them at the Stade Louis II, it's called. Obviously in French, or rather than Stade Louis II, we'd call it the Stade Louis II. Yeah, we lost last time we faced them, and that was in the 2017 Champions League knockout stages. In the last 16, City have won, I think it was 5-3 at the Etihad Stadium, a 2-goal cushion. We lost 3-1, and because AS Monaco had scored more away goals, we scored 1, they scored 3. They went through to the quarterfinals, and Manchester City exited out of the competition at the Stade Louis II that day. So that was our last experience at facing AS Monaco, and that AS Monaco team were fantastic. Radamel Falcao was leading the line, if I remember rightly. There was Bernardo Silva in there. Benjamin Mendy was playing for them. Kylian Mbappe was playing for them then as well. They were a tremendous team. They were a very, very good team. And unfortunately, the summer after, so the summer of 2017, that Monaco team just got pulled apart. And, lots of their players ended up playing all over the place, and they've not really been the same team since, but they have been bubbling up, they've been cooking, they've been doing some good bits of business, and they've now managed to build themselves a team that's capable of getting into the Champions League, and in my opinion, capable of competing. I'd be surprised to not see AS Monaco make at least the Champions League last 16 playoff phase. So we're going up here against a good team. So I'm going to go through the team, and we'll speak about their absences because they're missing quite a lot of players for today's game. Welcome, Julia. Thank you so much for tuning in. Nice to see you again. Much appreciated. It's been a month. It's been a month since I've last done a live stream. I had penciled in to do a live stream for Man City's game against Burnley at the weekend, but anyone that's been paying attention to my social media or my community post that I put here on YouTube, I'd spent last week over in Chicago, Illinois. If you're not aware, there's a 6-hour time difference, and I didn't struggle too much with the time zone difference, both heading to Chicago and coming back here to sunny old England, but I did really struggle with the fatigue and how tired I was, and I was flat out. And it got to Saturday, and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do a live watch on because I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to look like death. wanting to go to sleep. I watched City's game against Huddersfield. I was back just in time for City's game against Huddersfield, and I nodded off several times during the game. I managed to catch the 2 goals, but I was just literally just sat there just going, oh. I didn't want to live stream with me doing that. As entertaining as that would be, I thought it's not very professional of JSGC, so I decided not to do that. Excuse me, so... yeah, Bella, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Going for a whopping 5-0 victory. I like that one. 5-0 victory. I'd take a 5-0 victory. Jean says, biggest match today besides City would be the PSG-Barcelona game. The PSG-Barcelona game would be a fantastic game. I wish that City had played either yesterday or that PSG-Barcelona game was yesterday, because I'd like to have had a watch of it, but because we're playing at the same time as that PSG-Barcelona game, I'm going to miss what is obviously or game of the round. So here we are. Dopa, thanks for tuning in as well. Much appreciated. Did anybody notice Monaco lineup was massive? Is that in terms of like their height? Let's have a look at their height. I mean, it's average height of 6 feet. Manchester City's height at 6 feet 1 inch. It's got it all covered on SofaScore. It's a very smart app, like I said. Go and check it out. Links and details there in the description, also in the live chat, or use the QR code on screen. It is free. Wonderful app. Right, so let's have a look then at Monaco's team first and foremost. They're lining up with a 3-4-2-1 formation, an average age of 25.4 years, so there's a lot of young players in there, including 27-year-old goalkeeper Cone starting. Their back three made up of captain Teira, you've got Eric Dyer, and also Salisu as their back three. Looks like they're playing wing back, so Vanderson's going to be going on the right hand side with Diarra going on the left hand side. It's a midfield 2 made up of Tezi and Koulibaly, not Kalidou Koulibaly, by the way. And then they're playing with a front three of Akliouche, who was linked with a move to Man City in the summer transfer window. A real good player and one to watch. Ansu Fati, former Barcelona player, playing what looks like it's on the left hand side with Balogun starting up top, and a very young attack there. Akliouche 23, Fati 22, Balogun 24 years old, so a lot of youth in their team. You got 21-year-old Koulibaly, you got 24-year-old Vanderson. There's a lot of young players in there, inexperienced players, but also players who I feel have a real point to prove. So I'm expecting a lot of movement from this Monaco team. I'm expecting them to try and distribute the ball very quickly. Obviously, they're going to be sitting deep at times, where City are going to find ways to have them pinned. So how good are they defensively? Are they good at dealing with the balls into the box? How good are they at being able to take the pressure off their own back line? Can they find their balls into space? Can they get these attacking players like Akliouche and Fati involved in this game? Because I feel like Monaco's route into this game is through them two attacking quick players in Akliouche and Fati. So it'll be interesting to see about how they go about getting these players involved and what they're going to do with the ball, because that will be Monaco's route into this game. For Manchester City, it will be a test for Monaco's defence to see, can you compete with the likes of the pace of Jeremy Doku and the good link-up play that he's had so far this season with the ever-deadly Erling Haaland in front of goal. We're looking at players starting to find their form very nicely. The likes of Bernardo Silva's look very tidy so far this season. Phil Foden finding his feet very nicely, which is fantastic to see as well. And you've also seen a bit more senior experience for Man City in terms of Rodri returning back to the starting 11 and John Stones returning back to the starting 11. Rodri 29 years old, John Stones 31 years old. So Manchester City's average age of their squad at 26.2 years, which is a whole year above the average age of the squad of AS Monaco. So having a look then at AS Monaco's substitution bench, you've got Leonard, Hradecky. I thought he might have started, but here we are. Henrique also on the bench. I thought he might have started on the left-hand side. Ultra, a good player. Mazambo, Minamino, former Liverpool man. Cabral, Bief, and Elon Henker. Now, they are missing several players. You'll recognise a few of these players. Luis Michael, Kamara, Bamba. Denis Zakaria, a big blow, a good midfielder. He's a bit of a blow for Monaco to lose out on. Golovin as well, a blow for them to miss out on. And also former Manchester United man Paul Pogba, another player missing today for AS Monaco. Had they had these players like Pogba, like Denis Zakaria, and Golovin, and all these players available to them, and they could have gone with more experienced on the bench with Hardecki, Henrique, and Minamino. It could have been a real solid Monaco team. A little bit more youthful look than what I was expecting, but it'll be interesting to see just how they do. As I said, they've not got that experience, but what they do have is a real point to prove, to try and take the game to Manchester City, and it'll be interesting to see just how they go about doing so. All Things Football, welcome, thank you for tuning in, much appreciated. Do hope you are well, my friend, and Class, thank you for tuning in. Good evening to you as well, as it's such a smart stadium, isn't it? The Stade Louis II. It looks like the players aren't too far away from making an appearance. I'm expecting them to appear in the tunnel probably in the next 3 or 4 minutes. That gives us a good amount of time to speak about Man City's starting 11 for today. As I said, average age of the squad at 26.2 years. Lining up with a 4-1-4-1 formation. It's going to be Gianluigi Donnarumma starting in goal. It's a back four made up of John Stones, Ruben Dias, Josko Gvardiol and Nico O'Reilly. I'm surprised to see a couple of defenders start there, including, I was wondering if City were going to rotate a little bit at the back and go with Ruben Dias and Josko Gvardiol. They've decided to go with them, so I wonder if a bit of rotation's going to be used against Brentford rather than coming in this game. I was expecting a bit of rotation here in this game, but here we are. John Stones also returning back to the starting 11 for Manchester City today, being a bit injury prone. I can't imagine that John Stones will be starting at the weekend against Brentford. I might be wrong, but I wouldn't try and risk John Stones doing 2 games in the matter of a few days, because he's just not capable of doing so, as we do get a light show going on the French Riviera. Man City's midfield made up of Rodri, Captain Bernardo Silva and also Tijjani Reijnders, a good solid midfield. Phil Foden looks like he's going to be providing the width on the right hand side, with Jeremy Doku starting on the left hand side, and it is Erling Haaland starting up top. Could be a case where you see Bernardo Silva occupy as the right winger for Man City rather than Phil Foden, and Phil Foden will drift more into midfield, trying to drop into space, try and get the likes of Tijjani Reijnders and Jeremy Doku and Erling Haaland more involved in this game. But for me, an all-round a good starting 11. I'm just a bit surprised to see John Stones and Rodri starting, but here we are. Now, Manchester City are led by manager Pep Guardiola on the bench for City today, and they've got plenty of options, more of a senior-looking bench than what we've seen over the last few games for City, as we've had a few injuries, so we've seen more of the young lads getting a promotion towards the Manchester City first-team squad and making the bench, which is good to see. It'd be good to see a couple of these youngsters actually getting a few minutes at some point as well. But we've got on the bench today James Trafford, Marcus Bettinelli, 2 goalkeepers, Nathan Ake, Matheus Nunes, Rico Lewis, Mateo Kovacic. Great to see Kovacic returning back to the Manchester City first team squad. Obviously not being seen at any point this season due to having an operation back in early June. It meant that it was going to miss 2 or 3 months. Here we are, just over 3 months later, and Kovacic ready to return back to action. I'm not expecting to see Kovacic in this game. He might get some minutes against Brentford. I think it'll be more Man City want Kovacic fit and raring and ready to go, ready after the October international break in just under 3 weeks time. Also on the bench you've got Nico Gonzalez, Savinho, Oscar Bobb and Divin Makasa. And interesting to see Nico Gonzalez on the bench, because that's what I've been speaking about in my transfer update. I saw a few comments coming in, a couple of little digs towards me about my comments towards Nico Gonzalez, and I felt like it was coming across like I don't like Nico Gonzalez, and I do like Nico Gonzalez. I think there's a really good player there. I just think that Nico Gonzalez is having some doubts about whether he's a right fit for Manchester City. And I think Manchester City are having the same doubts about whether they think that Nico Gonzalez is the right fit for them. And the fact that Rodri's just come back from injury, he's just come back from an ACL injury and he's feeling some pain. So he's asked not to play against Burnley. And here he is just 4 days later saying, I'm ready to play this game. Rodri, if returning back to the squad, should be on the bench and City should be giving him 5 or 10 minutes and managing his game time. They're not. They're sending him straight into the starting 11. Whether that's because Man City rate Rodri so highly or whether they're rating Nico Gonzalez as nowhere near as good as what Rodri is remains to be seen. But I find it really interesting that you've got a fully fit, raring to go Nico Gonzalez, who's done very little wrong, not starting, and a player who's been a little injury prone for us, who definitely needs rest and recovery time, coming back into the starting 11. And I think that is a massive, massive call made by Pep Guardiola. Also fantastic to see Divin Makasa on the bench. As I said, if Man City things go very well today, it'd be a good opportunity to see these young players featuring for Manchester City. Now, Man City are missing 4 senior first-team players, including both Rayan Ait-Nouri and Rayan Cherki missing for Man City today. Alongside them two, missing is Omar Marmoush and also Abdukodir Khusanov as well. So players are in the tunnel. They've made their way out onto the Stade Louis II pitch, ready for this game in the Champions League between AS Monaco and Manchester City. So before I do crack on with my commentary and thoughts for this game, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. I'm going to keep you guys up to date with all the latest City content here on YouTube. So if you haven't already, do subscribe. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. We're now more than a quarter of the way to our goal of 100 likes. We've got 74 likes to go, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget, get your thoughts in the live chat, including what your score predictions are for today's game. Rain, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I've been in Chicago, Illinois, back fresh, raring to go, ready for this final push before we hit the next international break, and raring to go for the rest of the season as well. Rain, do hope you are well. Connor going with a 4-1 victory today for Man City. I'm going to go with a solid 2-0 win for City. 0-0 at half-time. Two teams sussing each other out. Bit of a flat, boring first half. More entertaining second half, and I'm going for goals today for Erling Haaland and Phil Foden. 2-0 Man City is my score prediction, as we have the Champions League anthem blaring out in the stadium, so feel free to boo along at home. It gives me the perfect opportunity whilst that plays to give a big shout out to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. SofaScore is a free app to download. They're going to keep you guys up to date with all the latest scores from around the grounds, along with the latest match information, the latest team news, and so much more. All the information I just provided for you guys in the build-up to today's game, both with my preview as my last video on my channel, and also my little preview that I've just done live just then, was all provided for by SofaScore, so do go and check them out. It's not just limited to football scores and info, by the way. It's got all the sports that you guys love to follow, covered all in one place, all in one app. Free app to download, very highly rated. Anyone that does download using my link in the description or the QR code on screen or the link in the live chat does help to support the future content created here on my channel. I do have my promo video, which I'm going to roll right now. And a big thank you to SofaScore for sponsoring today's live watch-along. Right, players are just having their pictures taken in their little huddle, and then we'll be ready for kickoff for today's game. Smart looking stadium, the Stade Louis II. Interesting team selection for City. Rodri given a go. John Stones ready and available for selection as well. Going to be very interesting. It's also a bit of a shame. Obviously, Monaco's a very small country sitting right down in the south of France. It's not got a huge population. Got a good set of fans, but stadium's only small. So Man City, as the visitors, only get given a small allocation. And it's a bit of a kick in the teeth for... There's so much demand for the City fans to go out to, I presume they've been flying out to Nice down in South France or Marseille, and were working their way in. I mean, even flying to somewhere like Turin or maybe even Lyon would be an option of getting down to Monaco, but a bit of a kick in the teeth seeing so many empty seats to either side of the away section when, you know, I'm sure Manchester City could have filled them seats. taken a bigger away following, but obviously AS Monaco don't want to lose the home advantage, and why don't want to give the away teams more fans to come into the stadium when they don't need to. But yeah, here we are. We've got some pyrotechnics as well going off in the stadium. So Manchester City looks like they're going to be playing in their New Zealand all-black kits, and I have to say a very, very smart away kit. So that's decent. It's good to see. Lil, thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Watching from South Dakota over in the USA. We've got South Dakota in the room. We've got Norway in the room. I know we've got the UK in the room. Have we got anybody else in the room? Do let me know in the chat. Rightio then. We're raring to go here. Ready for this game. It's going to be Monaco playing in their red and white shirts, white shorts and red socks, attacking from right to left. That's going to get us underway for this game, with Manchester City playing in their all-black kit today. Black shirts, black shorts, black socks. So early ball just given away by Monaco, knocked forward by City and cut off well by Monaco. See if they're going to maybe try a bit more of a direct ball forward to try and maybe cause Manchester City some problems as a wayward pass comes in there. Monaco not too happy about that, but linesman flags and says that that will be a throw-in to Manchester City, which has just worked to the left-hand side where Josko Gvardiol's got the ball. He's just going to give it to Ruben Dias. Here's Rodri getting his first touch of the game. Back to Dias, back to Rodri. Looks forward. He's got John Stones then playing on the right. It's an interesting call. It's an interesting call to see Matheus Nunes not used. And what you're seeing instead is John Stones used ahead of Rico Lewis. Because I was expecting more minutes for Rico Lewis than this season. But he got some minutes at the start of the season. And it's just kind of petered off. Which I find that interesting. It is interesting. Lil says, worried about Rodri being isolated in defensive midfield. I'm sure he'll get some support from Nico O'Reilly inverting in, and he'll get some support from the back three behind him. And I imagine Tijjani Reijnders is going to be playing in the box-to-box role, so should get some support from them as well. Andy and Alison, welcome tuning in from York. Much appreciated. Do hope you are well. Dan, thank you for tuning in as well. I'm hoping for not a repeat of last time we faced them in Monaco. Finished 3-1 back in 2017. Mixid, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. And we've got EA tuning in from Cameroon. So Man City have got themselves an early set piece here. Phil Foden to take. Whips a ball in. It's deep, way too deep. A flicked header comes in from Monaco. Probably could have left it. Never got the shout, Vanderson there. So he does a sensible thing in just clearing away the danger. And that will be a throw-in for Manchester City. Well, that's a good shout. It is a good shout, that. Reckons Doku might have a good game. Got that Liga 1 experience. Very true. Very true. Cameroon in the chat, though, from EA. Love that. Thank you for tuning in. Don't think we've ever had anybody tuning in from Cameroon, I don't think. So, that's a special honour. And that's a wayward pass from, I think it was Nico O'Reilly. It is Nico O'Reilly. Very unlike Nico. And gives a throw-in away just outside the Man City penalty area on the Monaco attacking left-hand side. A heavy pass there from Nico. Fortunately, it doesn't amount to anything, and Monaco have just worked it all the way back to goalkeeper Cone. Sends that one forward. Should be won by John Stones in the air, and is. Second ball is mopped up, though, by AS Monaco before John Stones will make the interception, and City will look to try and slow things down. Lil, I've no idea. I was just speaking about that section. I think it's next to the away supporters. I don't really understand why they've not given City more tickets. There was so much demand from City fans for a Monaco away ticket that I'm sure City could have filled that whole section behind the goal. But I presume that they just didn't want to give City a larger allocation than needed. Otherwise, a big away following always some teams feel just motivates the team more, so they'll just keep it as their percentage regulations, and they'll leave it at that. I mean, Monaco's end that they have got people in look pretty full. So Monaco's only a small country, so I presume that they've not got loads and loads of fans to take up loads of empty seats. It's not the biggest of stadiums, but yeah, there we are. Ball gets played to the back post, flicked on, and here's Bernardo Silva. Here's Rodri to Phil Foden, to Josko Gvardiol. Here's Rodri now. Oh, it's a good pass that from Rodri, and John Stones takes that. Whew. Yeah, I agree a little bit nonsensical. Here we are. Rain full of compliments there, looking tired. I'm probably looking tired because I've done a full day at work, and this is my rest period now, doing a live stream. I mentioned before at the beginning of the stream, to be fair, that I've come back from Chicago, not struggled with the time zone difference. I just came back feeling really tired. That tiredness is kind of, like 4 or 5 days last week, just knocked me for 6. It was tiring, real tiring. Feel like I'm over that, though. Feel like I'm not in the Chicago mindset anymore. Back in the routine, as we say. Anyway, right. Here's Rodri. Gives the ball to Phil Foden. So interesting, it is Phil Foden that's gone through midfield at the minute, and Bernardo Silva's gone out wide, which I find interesting. As the ball gets played in towards Tijjani Reijnders, man tries to play his pass to Bernardo Silva, but can't find him. He hits the deck. Doesn't appeal for a penalty. It isn't a penalty. Claw, not for me. I don't think Savinho will be given his opportunities, and when he gets given his opportunities, he's got to take them. We're at a point now, it's the same with Doku as well. You know, he's got to find goals and assists, and he's done that very well so far this season, to be fair to Jeremy Doku. Savinho, I want to see more when he gets given his opportunities. He's got to find goals and assists, because if he doesn't, he's in bother about his regular minutes, as Josko Gvardiol just sold himself short, and in the end, good covering from Nico O'Reilly, and that will be a corner to AS Monaco. He's diving in there from Josko Gvardiol. Wasn't really close to the ball either. City not punished. Good defending from Nico O'Reilly. I will answer your question, Lil, in just one moment. Firstly, I just want to deal with this corner for Monaco, some defending for City to do. Whipped in, headed clear. Picked up again by Monaco on the loose second ball. Not the best to pass forward, and that is a throw-in for Manchester City. Nico O'Reilly's always looked pretty tidy on the left-hand side, to be fair. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll answer your question. It says, what's my honest take on Rico Lewis? I know everyone was hating on him, very Spurs, but it looked like he matured and he's become a lot more aggressive. He's still learning. Looks like he's bulked up a little bit. He needs to bulk up some more, and my fear is that he's going to, through bulking, going to lose his stature a little bit, and it's not really going to suit his game. He's one of them players who's very petite, very small, but a very nifty player, if you get where I'm coming from with that. But for me, it's all about quality. There's got to be a big sense of quality about a player. My concern with Rico Lewis is I don't really know in terms of the end product, not end product as in scoring a goal, but end product as in, like, what does Rico Lewis look like in his prime? My concern is I just don't think he's, being honest, I don't think he's the quality that City are going to be looking for. He's a player who's homegrown. He's homegrown by the club. A good quality player, so he's going to get around the first team squad. I think he's going to struggle for minutes unless he can step it up to the next level. And I hope he can. I really do hope he can. I think there's a real good football player there. I just don't think Man City are going to be the right club for him in the long run. And I wouldn't be surprised at some point in the next 5 years to see Rico Lewis leave Manchester City. It doesn't surprise me to see him signing a big contract, getting a bigger wage, and it'll allow Man City to have a better ceiling price for Rico Lewis, because he was being linked with a move to Nottingham Forest in the summer transfer window, and I didn't agree with that was the correct time or the correct price to be contemplating a sale for Rico Lewis. When you're looking at high quality young players with a good amount of time left on the contract, you want a good amount of money, and I just didn't think the offers were right. And Rico Lewis, same with Savinho, he's going to be given his opportunity. He's got to grab that opportunity with both hands. The fact that he wants to be at Man City, he's chosen to be at Man City. He could have had a move elsewhere. He's chosen not to take that move elsewhere. Tells me that he's fully committed to the cause, and he's going to apply himself and do everything he can to try and make it at Man City. But whether he does or not does remain to be seen. I do have my concerns in terms of the quality and the stature, but I might be wrong. I would like to see a similar mindset and attitude from Savinho. It seemed like he were keen on that move to Tottenham Hotspur in the summer transfer window, and not really heard too much about it since. And what we want is Savinho to be fully committed to the club. He's set to sign a new contract, so when that new contract gets signed, he's got to use that as almost the next chapter. That Tottenham Hotspur potential transfer is shut off. It's done. It's not happening, and I'm going to move on, and I'm going to stay at Manchester City, and I'm going to do everything I can to be a success here. And if he can do that, then it might pay dividends as a shot comes in from Tijjani Reijnders, first shot of the game. 11 minutes in, and it's high and wide. Space just opened up in midfield there for Tijjani Reijnders. Worth having an effort at. Foot put right through it and into the stands, into the empty stand next to the away end. I agree. He's a good prospect, Lil. If he does leave with the new contract, we're going to get a good amount of money, a better amount of money than what we got in the or offered to us in the summer transfer window. It's difficult. That game against Huddersfield, if it weren't for Phil Foden, it would have looked really disorganised. Phil Foden was the sharpest player that we had, and he looked sharp because he's got off to a really good start to the season, which is, fantastic to see. But everybody else, given the opportunity, it's so difficult for a player to not play very often, to then come in and then play to the best of their ability. Very difficult to do. Very difficult to do. And if you're a player who can go weeks without playing and can just come in and, pick up a 10 out of 10 performance, then that's a very impressive thing to do. Very impressive thing to do. Is City then coming forward again. Here's Bernardo Silva, edge of the penalty area. Chance here for a ball to go in. It does go in, and Eric Dyer is he deals with them crosses in his sleep. Not a good ball in that for him. From Bernardo Silva. Class tuning in from Sweden. I like that. So guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up now. 67 likes away from 100. Any help towards that would be great. Do go and subscribe as well. It is free to subscribe. And do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. Links and details there in the description, in the live chat. And also you can use the QR code on screen. So I'll just get a little bit scrappy. Here's Akliouche taking on Nico O'Reilly. A big test there for Nico O'Reilly, because Akliouche is a very good player. So interesting to see how he does. He knows that the world's eyes are on him. He has been linked with a move away from AS Monaco. So he's going to be looking towards trying to put in a high-quality performance here, a performance that Manchester City need to be wary of and deal with. At the moment, for me, Monaco are finding it a bit too easy just to knock the ball around. Knocking it round at the back. His goalkeeper Cone sends it forward. It's a good ball forward there to Vanderson. Akliouche picks the ball up. He's not managed to keep the ball in play, though. And that will be a throw-in for Manchester City. Dave informs me that Arsenal have just gone 1-0 up. So, there we go. I was expecting Arsenal to win, to be fair. So, there we are. John, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Do hope you are well. Here's Nico O'Reilly then, to Jeremy Doku, back to Nico O'Reilly. Rodri works the ball well to Ruben Dias. First 15 minutes here has been exactly what I thought this was going to be. A typical Champions League game with two teams just not used to playing against each other. So they're sussing each other out is what's happening here. Here is Josko Gvardiol now. To Nico O'Reilly. Ball gets played forward to Haaland! It's inevitable. It's absolutely inevitable. Lovely ball just played over the top. Erling Haaland uses his ginormous frame to put the end of his toe onto the ball, dink it over the keeper, and make it 1-0 Manchester City. As easy as that. Josko Gvardiol with the assist. It's an easy goal. There we go. 1-0 Manchester City lead. Good finish that from Haaland. Gets literally the studs of his boot onto the end of the ball there. And it's enough with the ball coming in with the bounce to just flick it up over the keeper. It doesn't need a lot of power putting onto it. It just needs a flick up. That's exactly what Haaland does. Haaland knows what he's doing. Easy as that. Easy peasy. Manchester City lead here at the Stade Louis II. I said it were two teams sussing each other out. There we go. All happy with Erling Haaland scoring, I'm sure. Erling Haaland finding form and backing amongst the goals is always a good thing for Manchester City because he's such a formidable striker to stop, as Monaco could be in here. And that's a lovely, lovely covering from Nico O'Reilly on Akliouche, and that will be a corner kick to Monaco that needed dealing with because City could have been in a bit of bother there. So a corner here for AS Monaco to take and some defending for Manchester City to deal with. Remember, you are normally most vulnerable when you first score. So City can't afford to switch off here. Corner comes in. Donnarumma gets a good fist onto that and sends that one, well, sends it about, 25 yards further forward. Monaco are going to have another pop with a ball into the box, headed clear there by Nico O'Reilly. Bernardo Silva will get his foot onto that and hack that one clear and force Monaco back into their own half. Can they get it under control? They can. Here's Akliouche then. Going to go with the early ball. Wise to go with the early ball, and Donnarumma in no man's land there. Very lucky that no touch comes in, and Manchester City, dare I suggest, survive. There we go. Dave, yeah, I'm happy to be wrong. It's one of them cases where I'm happy to be proven wrong. To be fair, first 15 minutes and just before we scored was exactly what I said was going to happen, which was two teams sussing each other out. I was expecting it to be a very nip and tuck, very close game with few opportunities in the first half, but it still might be the case. It's just City have had their opportunity and they've taken it. Tijjani Reijnders had an opportunity and missed, and there's the equaliser for Monaco. It's a sensational hit. Absolutely sensational hit there from AS Monaco. Puts his right foot through that. That's a lovely, lovely finish there. There we go. I did say you're most vulnerable when you first score. We deal with the corner. What, a minute later? Equaliser. I think it's Tete with the goal. It's a wonderful hit. 1-1. Nothing wrong with that goal. Donnarumma, no chance. It's the hit. It's a lovely, lovely finish. Hits the sweet spot. Couldn't have hit it any sweeter. And there we go. The hard work that City had put in the first 15 minutes. Undone with Monaco's first effort on goal. And, you know, they were probably a bit unlucky with the earlier ball that came in with Donnarumma in no man's land. So, just something for Man City to think about. And, yeah, Tezzy with the goal for AS Monaco there. Good hit. Good finish, that. Back to that old one shot, one goal malarkey. Right. Wake-up call there for Man City to say that, you're not going to have this all your own way. It's not a foregone game. Yeah, I agree with that, Andy. Far too much space, not closing him down. Basically invited him to say, you think you can put that in the top corner, then have a shot, put it in the top corner, and it's exactly what he does. One of them things. Sometimes you just got to look at it and go, so it's a good finish. Tijjani Reijnders' ball opened up earlier on in space, didn't it, for him? And he put it into the stands. Mixed, yeah, correct. That 2017 Classic encounter, 6-6 on aggregate. 5-3 at the Etihad and 3-1 Monaco at the Stade Louis II. 6-6 on aggregate, and we went out on away goals last time. Manchester City travelled to Monaco last time we faced them, as one of the Monaco players, I think, has gone down with an injury. I'm not sure what's happened here. Sorry, by the way, to Connor. Says, Jay, what will your thoughts be on Rayan Ait-Nouri when he comes back from injury? And what will also be your thoughts on how he gets back into the team? Because I've been impressed with Nico O'Reilly. Well, it's a long season. There's another 50-odd games or so left of the season. So plenty of minutes there available for Rayan Ait-Nouri and for Nico O'Reilly. I think one thing I really like about Nico O'Reilly is the fact that he's versatile. He's not just limited to that left-hand side. He's probably more than capable of doing left wing. He can play in central midfield, central defensive midfield. So a player who I have no doubt will be used in other positions at some point this season, as we feel the wear and tear of all these international breaks and playing every 3 to 4 days, as Vanderson is going to come off. He can barely walk. So it's Vanderson that's gone off for AS Monaco, their right wing back, and he's going to come off, and I don't know if it's going to be a light-for-light replacement here by Hutter, or if it's going to be, that's the manager for Monaco, or if it's going to be maybe a little tinker and change of tactics, but Vanderson looks in a heck of a lot of pain. I'm wishing him a very speedy recovery. Don't like to see things like that. Connor turning 17 on Saturday. A big happy birthday to you then on Saturday. A fantastic day to have your birthday on. Very, very jealous. Is Monaco then. City can't afford to nap here and take things lightly. Header comes in from Monaco heading into the ground, and Donnarumma straight out to roll that out for Manchester City once collected. City just struggling a bit with the Monaco press, reminding me a lot of what Brighton and Spurs were doing. So this is the kind of team we're taking on. A team full of energy, very youthful look. Remember, 25-year-old average age of their squad. The front attacking three for them, 22, 23 years old. Plenty of youth, plenty of legs. And it may just be one of them games that City have just got to be patient, wait for the opportunities to come back. And the opportunities will be there. Josko Gvardiol just played one nice ball forward and bump Erling Haaland on the end of it to make it 1-0 before that equaliser from Tezzy. Is Nico O'Reilly in a little bit of space now inside the Monaco half. Rodri is going to work this ball to the right-hand side. Bernardo Silva in a bit of space against his former team. He's got John Stones in even more space here. He has to turn, though, and he's too slow to turn there, John Stones, and finds himself getting into a bit of bother. Thankfully, the ball forward from Monaco is not very good, so it's not going to punish City, but there's a very slow turn there from John Stones, feeling every bit of his 31 years of age there. And all them injuries just seem a yard slower than what he normally does there. Almost took him an age to turn. Not as slow as Maguire, but not quick either. As our City could be in a bit of bother here, and Donnarumma reads that one pretty well, although his wayward pass nearly caused a bit of bother there for Manchester City. And City are panicking here. Monaco again just finding it too easy to work their way through Manchester City, and we nearly had ourselves a little distribution error, but nullified by City in the end, and Tijjani Reijnders can bring Man City forward then. Oh, John, that is a question. Early Super Bowl winner. That is a question. I don't want to sit on the fence and say it's too early to tell, but it is too early to tell. I would go with... I'd really like to see the Detroit Lions do it. I really would. Yeah, definitely not the Dolphins mixed. Definitely not. Here's Bernardo Silva with the shot and straight at the keeper. See, the opportunities are going to be few and far between, but they are there, and when they do come about, you've got to take them. I can't see it being Cleveland either. Ah, this is good for AS Monaco, and it's just ran out of legs there and out for a throw into Manchester City. Yeah, back to the NFL. Not been the best of starts, but Miami Dolphins finally picked up the first win. Now gone 1-3 against the New York Jets on Monday night, and have lost star wide receiver Tyreek Hill to a looks like an ACL injury, so he's out for the season. So they've won, but at what cost? So I can see the Dolphins having a very mixed season, and I can't see a playoff push. So yeah, don't think it'll be the Miami Dolphins. Buffalo Bills look good. I just don't. I'm not. I'd like to see them make the Super Bowl. They're an exciting team. Josh Allen's a wonderful quarterback, but I don't know. I just see them doing classic Buffalo Bills and not winning when it matters when it comes to the playoffs. You just get the teams that are so experienced, and they make every bit of that experience count. So teams like the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC and your Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC. So yeah. Anyway, here's AS Monaco coming forward. John, not a big fan of baseball. I went to New York last year and watched both the Yankees and the New York Mets. I was hoping when I watched the game live that it were going to pique my interest, but I found it a bit slow and a bit boring for my liking, for my kind of sport. I mean, I like cricket, but I wasn't sure about baseball. I think it's because they play each other so many times, and it's each the series, like little mini series that are going on through the season, and I don't know. I prefer one-on-one games, knockout games. They're my kind of sports and kind of games that I like, rather than for example, it's a playoff season now in the Major League Baseball, and it's in a best-of-2 situation, isn't it, at the moment, in the wild card games. It's not for me. I see why people like it. I mean, imagine if it were broadcast all the time and I watched it and, watched all the sports build-ups on the sports channels and stuff, maybe I'd enjoy it a bit more, but there isn't much of it knocking around in the UK, and it's not my favourite sport when I've watched it live. There wasn't really any atmosphere. It was just a load of, chortling going on between fans. So yeah, not my kind of thing. Anyway, here's Jeremy Doku, 27 minutes in. Don't forget, leave a thumbs up, 66 likes away from 100. Any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe, and do go and check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Links and details, they are in the description. Lil, I didn't know James Trafford was a Buffalo Bills fan. I'd love knowing the reasons why people support the teams that they do in the NFL, because there's all kinds of reasons, and it's not like football over here where everything's traditional and die hard, as Phil Foden nearly threads a pass through to Erling Haaland, well cut off. City continuing to put the squeeze onto Monaco, though. Here is Tijjani Reijnders. He's surrounded by a load of players. He's somehow got his shot away, and it's gone just wide. He claims of a deflection, so he wants a corner. Judging off his smile, I don't think he's got a corner there. Good work that from Tijjani Reijnders. A better effort than his first one that he had that went high into the sky. Did look like it took a deflection, that. I don't know if a corner's been given or not. He had a big smile on his face, a smile that indicates that actually the referee's chosen not to give the corner. So we'll see. Yeah, goal kick given instead. Looked like it should have been a corner for me. Yeah, there's all kinds of reasons why people support different teams. I mean, John just says there, supports the Niners because of Joe Montana Sports Talk football on the Sega Mega Drive. Mine's as stupid as I used to be a real big WWE fan, and they had WrestleMania one year at the Hard Rock Stadium, and I loved how open it was. One of my favourite stadiums in the world's the new camp, and I love how open the new camp is. I just think it's just something so different that you don't really see here in the UK, but in the warmer climates, you can have nice open stadiums. Valencia's stadium's a thing of beauty, an open stadium. I don't know what it is, but I really like these open stadiums, and I really, really liked Miami's Hard Rock Stadium when it was open, but they put the roof on since, so it doesn't, for me, look as smart, but I've already picked my team, so we'll stick with the Dolphins, even though it's not very good. Bernardo Silva plays a header across the goal, and that'll go out for a goal kick to AS Monaco. So yeah, there you go. Thanks to a stadium and WWE is why I ended up supporting the Miami Dolphins. That's how I came across lots of American states and cities, and I learnt where everything was, and picked up on the sports and stuff. And once I'd learnt the rules of NFL, I enjoyed the sport. I enjoyed American football. So yeah. I know there's quite a few people that support the New England Patriots. Tom Brady, very successful, and also in the UK. Correct me if my geography is wrong, but I believe they are the closest team to the UK as well. As long as you don't count the Jacksonville Jaguars, who come over to London every year. And great to see Pittsburgh Steelers took on the Minnesota Vikings last weekend, and tremendous success at Croke Park in Dublin, in Ireland. First ever NFL game in Ireland. Looked like it was a tremendous success. Aaron Rodgers seemed to look like he'd enjoyed himself in winning that first ever game in Ireland for the NFL. I presume that they'll be back based off the tremendous success there. I know they've had a few college games in Dublin. I've heard they're bringing college football to the UK for their first ever game next September, I believe, which is the interesting news coming out of American football in the last 24 hours. Here is Nico O'Reilly then to Josko Gvardiol. Here's John Stones to Bernardo Silva. Gives the ball back to Johnny Stones. Here's Tijjani Reijnders now. City just looking better and a bit sharper with the ball now, which is good. Mwaka, thanks for tuning in. Erling Haaland grabbed the opening goal of today's game for Man City. This is from Josko Gvardiol. The simple ball played over the top, and Erling Haaland put his foot onto it and lobbed it over the keeper before Tezzy found a really good finish to find the equaliser just a few minutes later for AS Monaco. So the Stade Louis II, it's AS Monaco 1, Manchester City 1. Don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up on today's stream. We're just 13 likes away from 50 and being halfway to my goal of 100 likes. So any help towards that would be great. Do also leave your thoughts in the chat. Subscribe. As Foden has a shot, it is the crossbar. I think the keeper gets a big strong hand onto that one. It's desperately unlucky, that one from Phil Foden. Do go and check out today's video sponsor as well. So for score, links and details there in the description. Or you can use the QR code on screen or the link in the live chat. Thank you very much, Adam, for your kind comment there. So yeah, just a simple ball played forward to Foden. He hesitates once, might have hesitated twice. He didn't want to pull the trigger because it's on his weaker right foot. He decides to go with it, generates a lot of power, and the keeper gets a good hand onto it, but nearly not enough, and he just thumps it onto the underside of the crossbar. It is enough in the end, and the ball does stay out, but that was good work from City, and again, just continuing what I was just saying, that City are just slowly starting to build up very nicely here, and they are starting to create some opportunities, and Monaco now maybe just struggling a little bit with the pace of the game, just struggling to get out. It could be a long 10 minutes or so for Monaco if Man City can keep up this squeeze that they've put onto them, as Phil Foden springing his step. Ball comes in on his weaker right foot. Cleared though by Monaco, only as far as Bernardo Silva. Here's Rodri. Rodri rocket. Does have an attempt at a Rodri rocket. It does go wide, and that will be a goal kick, which, funnily enough, goalkeeper Koning in net for AS Monaco today wisely just decides to take his time. Julia, me too. I'm hoping Ruben Amorim will stay for a very long time. I thought the keeper got a good strong hand onto the underside of the crossbar. The keeper didn't even touch it. It looked like the keeper had pushed that onto the crossbar. The keeper didn't even touch that. It's just a good strike from Phil. He's just unlucky. Apologies back to Specsavers for JSGC. I mean, it definitely looked like the keeper had got a touch on that for me. Closer replay, it seemed not. Back heel comes in from Monaco. They've still got this ball, you know. They're going to get a corner. Or are they? They're not. It's going to stay in. How's that stayed in? Power of spin on the ball. Stays in. Monaco still got hold of the ball. 10 minutes or so to go to half-time. And a bit more defending for Manchester City to do. And Monaco do ever so well there to keep hold of the ball. And a little shirt pull comes in there from Tijjani Reijnders. And you're not going to get away with that in the Champions League. Might get away with that in the Premier League, but you're not going to get away with that in the Champions League. Any little bit of contact, any nick that doesn't get the ball, any little pull or anything using the hands or anything, it's going to get penalised in the Champions League. And they're going to give a free kick. We're very experienced in the Champions League. We know that. It was Kerr, by the way. Oh, no, it weren't Kerr. He's the captain. I don't know who came on for Vanderson before. Somebody came on. So a free kick here for AS Monaco to take. They whip the ball in and beyond everybody, including Eric Dyer, and that goes straight into the hands of Gianluigi Donnarumma, Man City's latest signing that they brought in on transfer deadline day from PSG. Of course, winner of the Champions League last season with PSG as well. There's John Stones to Reijnders, back to Diaz, back to Donnarumma. Plays a comfortable pass into the path for Rodri, and Ruben Dias will collect that one and bring Manchester City forward. Here's Rodri now to Ruben Dias. John Stones, looking a little sharper now, John Stones. Maybe he was just a bit rusty before with his turning pace. Here's Nico O'Reilly. Like it was going to sit nicely for a shot, but it plays a pass instead. And Nico O'Reilly does go for the shot this time. It's a good save from the goalkeeper. And referee's going to give a free kick. Again, hands, anything, any grab, push, literally anything that involves your hands, the referee's going to give a free kick for. It's a lovely hit that from Nico O'Reilly. And it's a good save. Probably, dare I suggest, a comfortable save for the keeper. It's a shot on target, and it asked the question of goalkeeper Cohn, but nothing more. City are having their opportunities, though. They've got to be clinical. You know, we're in a very precarious stage of this game. And we could do with trying to build on, you know, while we're on top, finding a goal. Advantage played here to AS Monaco. They've managed to play a ball through into the channel. It looks like Diatar had managed to keep himself onside. Yeah, linesman agrees. Akliouche now. Monaco so good with the ball at the feet. A good team, a good high-pressing, young, energetic team. I imagine there'll be a lot of teams just having a watch of this Monaco side and, you know, making a good scouting opportunity of some of these high, energetic young players that they've got. So, a free kick here for Manchester City, and Gianluigi Donnarumma's just gone into the book. I'm not sure if it was for dissent or something. I don't know what he's been booked for. Here's Josko Gvardiol. Gone with a collar up. Eric Cantona style. Here's Ruben Dias then. Gives the ball to Rodri. Nearly had the run of Jeremy Doku. He's had a quiet half, Jeremy Doku. Not really seen much of him. A lot of the attacks have come down this right-hand side for City. Here's Josko Gvardiol now to Jeremy Doku. Good chance here to see what Doku can do. Goes backwards with the pass. Monaco done the homework on Doku just to try and help man mark him. They'll know that, of course, from his time playing in France. Here's Rodri then to Josko Gvardiol. Collar up Gvardiol, we'll call him. Here's Doku now. Back to Nico O'Reilly. Here's collar up Gvardiol. Ruben Dias then brings City forward to Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva. Lots of pass and move City. I can't accuse City of slowly moving the ball. They're moving the ball pretty quickly. There's lots of touch and go. It's just a lot. The only thing I could accuse City of really is there's a lot of backwards passing. Not really going anywhere. But it's patient build-up. It's what Man City do. They wear teams out. Did it with Burnley at the weekend. One of the goals that City scored, I think it was it the third? Oh no, might have been the fourth. Every single player touched the ball. And City kept hold of that ball for a long time. Just knocking it around until eventually the space opens up and they create the opportunity and they put it away clinically. Erling Haaland only had one touch in the whole move. And that will put the ball in the back of the net. Here's Nico O'Reilly. A heavier touch from him allows Monaco into business. You know, it's just as important. You know, Monaco have got to stay switched on, and Manchester City have got to also be switched on in terms of their, you know, slack passing, because Monaco have got pace that can hurt City on the counter. Here's John Stones then to Bernardo Silva. Good link-up play here between Bernardo, John Stones and Phil Foden on this right. Erling Haaland can't thread his pass through, looking for Tijjani Reijnders. Here's Rodri now to Foden. Does ever so well here to find Bernardo Silva. He's got an extra run of John Stones. It's lovely defending this from AS Monaco, and lovely footwork there from Bernardo Silva. I'm not... you could be concerned. It's 1-1. We're getting towards half-time. You're obviously going to feel a bit agitated or anxious about things. It's only natural when you're not ahead. But I don't think City have played bad here. Lots of creating of opportunities. And, oh, it's a great save. Haaland, surely. No, it's the side netting. It's a great shot. A great effort from Tijjani Reijnders. And a lovely, lovely save from Cone again, from that effort from Tijjani Reijnders. It looked for all my life that was going to go in. And, you know, Erling Haaland's on it. He reads it so well. The angle's just too tight for him. And it's into the side netting, unfortunately, from Erling Haaland. Had he got that on target, that would have been 2-1. So, yeah. Here we are. That's a good ball forward here. Akliouche up against Ruben Dias. Ruben Dias does well just to hold him off. Ball gets threaded through to nobody in particular, and that'll go out for a goal kick for Manchester City. So, not got too much longer left of this first half. We've got about 2 minutes plus whatever's to be added on. So don't forget, leave a thumbs up. Just 12 likes away from 50. Any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe and do go and check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Links and details there in the description. John says, name anybody, a famous sports star who I have heard of. Name a famous sports star who I have heard is a Monaco fan. I'm not sure. Here's Foden to Nico O'Reilly. Ball gets whipped in, looking for Haaland, who gets a head onto it. Oh! He's inevitable! He's absolutely inevitable. It's a good ball in from Nico O'Reilly. He just hangs one up there. There isn't a lot of pace on the ball, which means there's not a lot of power there for Erling Haaland. It's just a wonderful header. Pure precision. 2-1 Manchester City. Using that, 6'4" frame to his advantage, and just before half time is a wonderful time to find a goal. Manchester City lead by 2-1. It's inevitable. It's a wonderful header into the ground. Kona's made a string of fantastic saves in this game. Can't get on the end of that one. And it is a goal. It is Erling Haaland. And it is AS Monaco 1, Manchester City 2, with around 20 seconds plus whatever's to be added on here remaining of this first half. So, so we saw City concede quite quickly after going ahead, so we need to be careful here not to concede again. We've changed the team talk there for Adolf Hutter at half-time, the Monaco manager, and we want to ensure that the team talk now remains that of Monaco trying to chase the game as we're into the first. Just 1 minute added on. Another classic Champions League added on time. 3 goals, an injury, 1 minute. A chance here for Monaco, actually, to put a ball into the box. Ball comes in. Header won by Josko Gvardiol, and that's going to go behind for a corner, so there is going to be one more opportunity. It's collar up Gvardiol that deals with that one. So one more bit of defending for City to do from this set piece. This corner that's going to come in from the Monaco left-hand side. Eric Dyer gets forward. It's Tezzy that's come over to take. What can Monaco do? It's deep, very deep. Josko Gvardiol, collar up, gets his head onto it, headed back across, and Donnarumma, very quick, collects that one. And with that is the half-time whistle here at the Stade Louis II, and it's Manchester City have led twice in this game. We go in just about ahead at half-time, leading AS Monaco by 2-1. It's been a pretty decent game of football, and as I said before, it's not been a bad performance from City. We could have ended level, and as I said, that would have been probably a fair assessment of the game, because Monaco have played a good game. They've scored when the opportunity's been there. They've defended well, made saves when they've needed to. They've caused Man City problems, plenty of energy, a very young, fresh team, not scared to press. The kind of game that, just over a month ago, Spurs high pressing, we struggled. Brighton high pressed and we struggled. It's all about managing these phases. At the moment, we've got a slender 1-goal lead. We go in at half-time just about ahead. We can't afford to relax and sit on that. We've got to continue, keep building, trying to get Monaco under pressure, make the pressure count. If we get given an opportunity, try and get that all-important 2-goal cushion. We need that 2-goal cushion. Gives us a bit of leeway. It puts Monaco under pressure. They've got to come out to play. It gives us that space, and hopefully we can go on and score more goals and kill this game off. Don't want to get too carried away, though. We're getting the job done. We're 2-1 ahead. Got to persevere. Got to try and defensively be sound in this upcoming second half. Monaco are going to have a pop. They've got plenty of good options from the bench. Former Liverpool man Minamino being just one of a few options that they've got. So, plenty more work to do here for Manchester City. But good to see Haaland back in amongst the goals. A brace for him in the first half. And Manchester City lead by 2-1. So, do let me know your halftime thoughts in the live chat. That would be much appreciated. Don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. We're now just 9 likes away from 50. We could hit that during this half-time break. That would be absolutely fantastic. Also, don't forget as well to subscribe if you're new around here. It is free to subscribe. Social media links there in the description too if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description as well if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. And a big thank you to SofaScore for sponsoring today's live stream. So, Andy says, he's up mega early for work in the morning, off to bed. Come on, City, put this one to bed. Thank you very much, Andy and Alison, for tuning in. Hopefully, you'll be able to join me for the next live watch-along on Sunday for the next away game against Brentford in the Premier League. Thank you for tuning in, and have a wonderful sleep. And hope your day at work tomorrow is not tiring and a good day for you. Connor says, Haaland, Foden, Doku all been nominated for the Manchester City September Player of the Month award. Who would you pick? I'd probably go with Jeremy Doku. He's been extremely consistent this last month, in my opinion. So I'd probably go with him. Yeah. Right, so using SofaScore, today's video sponsor. Very interesting this. Monaco, 29% possession. Expected goal rate at just 0.03. One big opportunity. One shot on target, and one goal. Classic Manchester City. It was a good, well-taken goal from Tezzy, to be fair. City with 71% possession. Expected goal rate at 0.91. Created two big opportunities. 10 shots. Managed to score a couple of goals, both coming through Erling Haaland. We have, we've not been our most clinical, if I'm being honest. Obviously, 10 shots coming in from Manchester City. Two goals. We've tested the goalkeeper. A couple of them have been pretty tame efforts. There's been opportunities to kill this game off, but we've just got to persevere. The opportunities will come about in this second half as well. We've got to put them away. And to be honest, for me to sit comfortable, I would probably say City need to score 4 for me to say that I think this game might be done, because I do think Monaco are more than capable of scoring a goal or two in the second half. So this game isn't wrapped up. We haven't won this game by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, it took near enough a last opportunity of the half for Man City to actually score and go ahead. So I feel better for being ahead, but I'm certainly not getting too far ahead of myself to think that this game's wrapped up and done and dusted, because it's not. We've still got a big 45 minutes to go to see things off and get things done. So my halftime thoughts, though, I think I don't think I'd make any changes at halftime. I think I'd just tell the team to try and persevere. We look very threatening on this right hand side. I mean, one assessment I've made is John Stones has looked a bit tired and slow. Someone quick on the feet, someone like Rico Lewis or a Matheus Nunes could make all the difference on that right-hand side. And there has been space when City can find players in space, and that's, I think, something that City could maybe look towards heading into the second half, in particular going off the injury track record that John Stones has got. And again, I'd be keeping an eye on Rodri. Rodri might only do one half. He might come off in the second half, and you might see someone like Nico Gonzalez come on. So we will see. Yeah. Melody says had a problem. I wanted to pick Doku, but had a problem signing in. So try again tomorrow for the vote for the Manchester City Player of the Month. I think we can all agree. I reckon Doku's probably been the most consistent. Although Haaland's had a fantastic September as well. But I'd go with Jeremy Doku would be my pick. Metal Man says, how do I feel about Savinho and the possibility he will leave on the next transfer period? I can see him signing a new contract. I can't see him leaving in January. I reckon... Why do I seem to have frozen? Are we back? Yeah, we're back. I don't know what happened there. Apologies, guys. I don't know what happened there. Technical problems. We like being live. I've lost my thought process now. Yeah. Might be a good time for me to go through the other half-time scores from around the grounds. So, starting off in the Champions League, where else would we start? The two full-time scores from earlier on today, Karabag 2, FC Copenhagen 0, and Union San Gilois, hope I've said that name correctly, 0, Newcastle United 4. Half-time, Arsenal 1, Olympiacos 0, Barcelona 1, PSG 1, Bayer Leverkusen 0, PSV Eindhoven 0, Borussia Dortmund 1, Athletic Bilbao 0, Monaco 1, Manchester City 2, Napoli 1, Sporting Club de Portugal 0, and Villarreal are 1-0 up at half-time against Juventus. So, yeah, there we go. Oh, I seem to have frozen again. Why does that keep happening? I don't get it. Are we back? I don't get why that keeps happening, guys. That's odd. Right, please point it out, because I just get carried away. Right, anyway, it's probably telling me, JSGC, get your halftime entertainment on and, go and have a 6-minute rest. But only other games taking place in England. You've got games in the National League: Altrincham 0, Tamworth 0, Boston 0, Forest Green Rovers 0, Brackley 0, Wealdstone 2, Carlisle 1, Hartlepool 1, Rochdale 0, Halifax 1, York 0, Scunthorpe 1. You got a game in the Women's Scottish Premier League: Hibernian 1, Glasgow City Women 1. No, you got some games in the Championship as well, actually. 4 games. Millwall 0, Coventry 1. Good start to the season so far for Coventry City. Norwich City 0, West Bromwich Albion 1. Portsmouth 1, Watford 1. And also Queen's Park Rangers 0, Oxford 0 are the half-time scores. I don't get why it keeps doing that. I'm gonna play around with it. I'm gonna put my halftime entertainment on, guys, and hopefully I can sort that technical issue out. Ready for the second half. So partner channel Mixed, links and details, they are in the description, helping to provide today's halftime entertainment, which is the Ouzo, the national drink of Greece. Sit back, relax, enjoy, grab yourself a drink and snack, and I'll see you ready for the second half, hopefully with the technical issues sorted.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mixed channel, and I am your host Aaron, and today we will be doing the Ouzo review. So this is the national drink of Greece. So with Ouzo, it is considered the national drink of Greece. As what we're going to do, we're going to try this very famous spirit of Greece. I cannot wait to try it. Just look at this bad boy. We're all about unique on this channel to actually try the national drink of Greece. I'm very excited to see what this brings. And again, Jay, thank you very much for bringing it back. So with Ouzo, it has the strong flavour of anise, just like the Turkish raki. And also the Greek raki as well, as that has that flavour. That's why it's a little bit different to the Grecian raki that we did in the last video. But the difference between the two, between Ouzo and raki is considered normally stronger than Ouzo. So with Ouzo, this is 38%, and with the Turkish raki, looking at that, that is 45%. So a little bit of a difference. And with raki, is normally a little bit sweeter than Ouzo. So it's the same process as what the raki, especially like the Crete one, as it's made from grapes, but it can be made with different variations as well. So again, with Ouzo, it is like an aperitif. So again, you are to enjoy it with food and take sips of it. And again, I would recommend water, especially chilled as well, as you can have a little bit of ice and just to enjoy it that way. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take 2 shots. As one I will do for my taste buds, just to give it that sweet taste, and then also I will also do the Mixed challenge. So Mixed versus Ouzo, who will win? As that will be my Mixed major test. Will it pass it? Will I win, or will Ouzo have me on the floor? But one thing we have learned is yamas, which is cheers in Greece, or stini yamas to our health, as that is the formal way of doing it. So normally when they have Ouzo, apparently they say stini yamas. So for my Greek friends, is that true, or is the variation of yamas, cheers, the better way to do it to celebrate Ouzo? So what we're going to do now is give it our taste test. I'm very interested to see how this differs from the Grecian raki. So I think it tastes very, very similar like that. So I think it tastes a bit like an aperitif, like a dry vermouth, like martini. Yamas. Ooh. Ooh. I like this a lot better. Mmm. This is a very, very nice aperitif. It's a nice. This is the difference, the key difference between the two, as it has flavour. But I like anise, as I do like my aniseed. I like absinthe, so it definitely is my cup of tea. In terms of a taste, that is very, very nice. I recommend it. I'm not too sure what to say about the raki. With the raki, I do remember doing it. I think I did it last year, raki, or maybe the year before. So it is a little bit sweet, but that is very drinkable. I will give that a taste solid 8.5 out of 10. I like that a lot. It's got me excited. But this, I think it's going to beat the Crucian Raki by quite a margin, this one. In terms of design, again, it's a nice label. But again, it's a pretty simple design, but it's a nice label. I'll probably give that solid 5.5 out of 10. There's nothing really unique about it. But in terms of this, but for uniqueness, it has to be 10 out of 10. This is the national drink of Greece, Ouzo. For that, it's 10 out of 10. I like uniqueness, anything like that. As I've said previously, I just love it. I just love unique drinks on this channel, and I love it. So Ouzo, you are scoring well so far. The other thing to do now is my mixed test, which is mixed versus Ouzo. Who will come out on top? But I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Stini Yamas. It's not overpowering, it's nice. It's just nice, it's so flavoursome with that and nice. It's not like the Crucian Raki where it just had a little bit of an aftertaste with it, but this, it's a lot different. It's not overpowering, it's not too sweet. Nice flavours with it. It's really good, and you can see why this is a national drink of Greece. Ouzo, you are scoring well. You are near enough perfect. I love it. For the mixed, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I love it. I say the nice flavours. I can sip it. I could drink that all day. It's just on its own, even without the ice. I can take it neat. That is beautiful. But I think for an overall score, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's near enough perfect. But for Ouzo, Greece, you are doing it right. Here is Greece at Yamas, you are perfect. But what do you guys think of Ouzo? If you ever had this spirit, do let me know in the comments below. But for national drink, it scores well. But that is my Ouzo review, and I recommend you try it, see what you think, and how does it compare against the Turkish Raki. But I've been Mixed, this has been Ouzo. I will see you guys for the next review video, as I've been your host Aaron. And if you are new around here, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like and subscribe to Mixed for more review videos like this, more cocktails, more drinks. And I will see you guys for the next one. Have a nice day. Yamas.
I like that. Anyway, thank you very much, Mixed, for providing today's half-time entertainment. Much appreciated. Do go and check them out. Links and details, they are in the description. So the players are making their way back out of the tunnel, ready for the second half. It doesn't look like there's going to be any changes made by Manchester City ahead of the second half. Doesn't surprise me not to see any changes, to be honest. I spoke about the fact that I don't think I'd make any changes. I'd just assess, see how things are going, and maybe on the hour mark have a look at, in particular, any players needing a bit of rotation. So looking towards the two centre-backs, Ruben Dias, Josko Gvardiol, haven't really been rotated all that much over the last couple of weeks. And looking towards, obviously, John Stones, very injury-prone. And also Rodri just back from a bit of discomfort in his knee as well. Maybe just something that City may want to be wary of. So there we are. So during the halftime break, we did hit my like goal of 50 likes. So we've hit 50. We've got 50 likes to go to 100. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. Oh, absolutely, yeah. If you're heading to Manchester, Metal Man, get yourself down to the Etihad Stadium, as we do have kickoff here for the second half. Here's Doku. Straight into an offside position. Flag goes up. And, yeah. We continue to play. Monaco with the ball. I've just seen on TNT Sports, you've got Mike Minay, former commentator on, I think it's BBC Radio Manchester with Manchester City. Met Mike once. Fabulous commentator, fabulous chap. And great to see him doing really well as well, commentating on TNT Sports. A fantastic achievement. So huge congratulations there to Mike. Things you do love to see. Is John Stones then. Nico O'Reilly just picks the ball up on the left, floats a ball in towards Jeremy Doku. Doku can't get away, and a sliding challenge comes in and a goal kick given. City not happy about it, Doku not happy about it. Let's have a look where the last touch came. It's difficult to say in real time. It looked like a corner, but hey, here we are. Metal Man, it's a lot of money. Was it 70-odd million pound we played for Josko Gvardiol? But he's been he's a cracking signing. He's got years and years ahead of him. It's a very carefully thought out signing by City. And it's the kind of signing, you don't want to rush into signings. You don't just want to this player's of interest and then just go and pay loads and loads of money for him. Jarmay Simpson-Pussy left out their Champions League squad due to a bit of mismanagement by Celtic. Odd. They're playing Europa League football, so not going to be playing any Europa League football before at least February, if of course Celtic do progress any further than that. Minamino now warming up for Monaco. Throw-in comes in from Monaco. Oh, a high foot comes in there from Ruben Dias, and I don't think he makes any contact. Player realises the foot's high and goes down. Referee says, yeah, it's a free kick, nothing more. He recognises that Ruben Dias puts his foot up and just not going any further. He's just gone to take a quick free kick. City were definitely not 10 yards there, and they still managed to get the interception, and referee says, well, you're just trying to get a player in trouble. Ball's rolling. You've chosen to play that pass. Play on. It's Eric Dyer just booting the ball at Phil Foden's leg. Don't really get why Eric Dyer just did that. I don't really get why Phil Foden's just had a ball smacked at his leg. And I don't really get why Phil Foden's just gone down through having a ball smacked at his leg. Professional football player. Football's going to get smashed around. Don't really need to go down. Phil Foden making a bit of a meal of that one. I also don't get why Eric Dyer did what he did, but here we are. Throwing then to Manchester City. Monaco not happy with that. They wanted to throw in themselves. Game's just got a bit scrappy in these first 4 minutes of this second half. No real fluidity to the game. Here's Rodri. A real good sidestep there by John Stones, and City can come away with the ball. Trying to look for a bit of space. They can't find it. Rodri does so well and gets a free kick there for Man City as well. That's what Rodri brings, just that essence of quality and class. Recognises that, his big long legs, he's going to get there ahead of the other player. So if a ball just comes sliding across and his foot gets dragged down, could have potentially been quite a nasty injury, but you're going to get a free kick, and he does. So, yeah. Lou says, do I know Johnny from Typical City? I've never met Johnny. I've never worked with Johnny. I've never had a conversation with him either. So, yeah. To be fair, I'm helping to manage my own workload because I work full-time as well as doing this. That I've kind of stopped doing collabs. Had a few people hit me up for collabs, and unfortunately I've had to say no. Just to help manage my own workload. Yeah. Here we are. Melody, I believe so. Yeah, I don't see why Echeverry can't, as a ball comes in from Doku, takes a deflection, I think, of Akliouche and into the arms of the keeper. It could have literally gone anywhere, that. Could have gone anywhere. Off his knee, pinged right up. Keeper's alert to it, though. Yeah, I believe Echeverry can play. Echeverry's not really been used by Leverkusen, so I can't see him being used, which I think is a bit of a shame. But this is what happens when, you know, Man City want to put something in place for the player. They think they know best, and the player says he wants to play at the highest level possible and thinks he knows best. And, you know, if you're a player that's going to go to Bayer Leverkusen, and you're not going to be a Bayer Leverkusen player at the end of the loan, then it's going to be really difficult to force your way in. I've never bought off DH Gate before, so I can't comment. Monaco, we certainly are leading. Looking good value for this lead. That's not a good pass, that by Jeremy Doku, and Josko Gvardiol is doing everything he can to try and slow down this Monaco attack. He can't do much about it. In the end, just runs out of space. He's got no support, and in the end, City can come forward. Here's Tijjani Reijnders doing that box-to-box, bringing Man City forward. He's got support on the right through captain Bernardo Silva. Here's Phil Foden. Foden plays a pass in looking for Tijjani Reijnders. Reijnders plays a ball across. I don't know how Reijnders ended up picking up the ball there. I think maybe Reijnders is just as surprised that he's got the ball. And anyway, plays a ball across and way too close to the keeper. And Cohn just happily clutches at that one. Not the best of passes there from Cohn, though. Just passes it straight out of play. And that's going to be a throw-in to Manchester City. Here's Rodri. That's not a good pass from Rodri. Very un-Rodri-like. And just pulls himself forward when he doesn't need to. Needs to get back into position. Here's Reijnders trying to put a squeeze on. Monaco doing very well here. Pick up the ball. They've got movement here on the left. There's movement here on the left. In the penalty area. Ball comes across, and that's going to be a corner to AS Monaco. A good bit of defending there by John Stones. What can Monaco do from this corner is the question. Coventry 2 up. They're having a good season, Coventry. And across does come in, and it's... I thought that was destined for the net. I really did. He should score. It looks offside, but he should score. It doesn't make a clean enough contact. I think it miss it. I think he might even miss it. He might even miss it. And it remains 2-2. Flag never went up, so would have counted, and VAR would have had a look at it, but original decision on field, I think, would have been for a goal. Low, yeah, very good time in Chicago. Spent a week there. Very interesting city, very interesting architecture. Food was nice. Yeah, just a good trip. Real good trip. I've got Nathan Ake warming up. No, yeah, Rodri's going to be the player that's going to come off, it looks like. Looks at a bit of discomfort. He said he's okay to continue, though. And he shouldn't really have been starting this game, and that's probably the wake-up call that Pep needs to, you know, Nico Gonzalez needs to come on. Just a bit of a follow-through onto his leg. He seems to be running around perfectly fine, though. I'd be taking him off. Here's Rodri then to Nico O'Reilly. Doku in the penalty area. Threads one through. Nico O'Reilly. Nearly a heavy touch from Nico O'Reilly. He does well just to get a ball across, and in the end, City have to settle for the corner. Nearly overruns it. Eric Dyer has to head it behind. So Tijjani Reijnders comes over to take this corner for Manchester City. Rodri, for the meantime, remains on the pitch. Josko Gvardiol, with his collar up, is there. I think he might put his collar down. Collar down, Gvardiol now. Tijjani Reijnders to take the corner. And it's put in. Header won by Monaco. Only as far as Bernardo Silva. Here's Phil Foden. Rodri. Nice. Lackadaisical there from Rodri. He takes the tactical foul, and I think it's going to be a yellow card as well, and it is. Yellow card for Rodri. So, nearly picks up an injury, gets a yellow card. He can't stay on that pitch for much longer for me. Got to protect him. Long ball comes forward here from Monaco into a bit of space. Ball gets played forward too close to goalkeeper Donnarumma, and Manchester City survive that wave of attack from AS Monaco. Donnarumma rolls it out quick. City wants to get going. Foden, not the best of passes that from Foden. Looking for Doku. Ball just gets given away cheaply. Foden does well just to get a little touch onto the ball. Will be a throw-in for AS Monaco. Akliouche wanted a free kick though, says his shirt was pulled. Just to throw in for them. It is the perfect time now for Rodri to go off. Here's Tijjani Reijnders then for City. His pass much better than Foden's to find Doku on this left-hand side. He's got two around him. Support comes in now. Doku finds Foden, has a shot blocked. And Monaco can come away with this ball as well. City's just looking a bit more exposed. They could do with some fresh legs on this pitch. I think that'll really help City, some fresh legs. I'm fearful here that Monaco are going to chuck some players on and get fresh legs. And City just going to take the time with the substitutions. I'd get them fresh legs on now. Maybe they're waiting for the hour mark, waiting a couple more minutes, and then they'll make the changes. Anyway, guys, we are now 44 likes away from 100. Any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe and do go check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Links and details, they are in the description. Here's Akliouche now with a shot. It's a wonderful, wonderful save from Gianluigi Donnarumma there. Gets down really well. Gets a good, strong hand onto it. Really good save from the keeper. He probably looked one of Monaco's most lively players, Akliouche. I said he was one of the players to look out for. So, more defending for City to do. In the meantime, City are going to be throwing a couple of fresh legs onto the pitch. Said it was a good time to make the changes. They're going to do it on the hour mark. You will not and should not be making any changes on a corner, because that can be disastrous. So, Tezzy's going to take for AS Monaco here. Savinho is one of the players coming on. I think Nico Gonzalez was the other. Corner comes in. Header won by Eric Dyer. Floats to the left-hand side for Monaco to keep in. Chance here for another ball to come across. Another ball does come across. Header won by City. Akliouche tries to follow it up. Gets a second bite at it. Ball's ricocheting in the penalty area. Could go anywhere. Rodri's got to be careful. Don't put a challenge in. Don't concede a penalty. In the end, Akliouche forced outside of the penalty area. More space found. Haaland can't make the interception, and a good block comes in from the effort from Josko Gvardiol, and another shot comes in, and this time gets over the top of it, and City survive that wave of an attack, and that will allow Man City now to make these couple of changes that they want to make, and that was probably the best attacking phase that Monaco have seen in the whole game, despite scoring. So it is going to be Rodri that comes off. He does do 60 minutes, and that'll be him. I don't think I'll be starting him against Brentford. It's going to be Nico Gonzalez coming off the bench. Jeremy Doku. That's a surprise. Doku's going to be another player coming off, and it's going to be Savinho going on the left-hand side, I think, for City. He comes on. So Nico Gonzalez got to get up to pace very quickly onto the pitch for Manchester City. So a goal kick here for City. Interesting. It's dead interesting not seeing Ederson in goal anymore, and Ederson not taking the goal kick there. As Josko Gvardiol taking that goal kick, passes to Donnarumma and the ball gets sent forward. Anyway, here's a chance here for City to come forward. John Stones it is, hoping to provide a bit of support for Nico Gonzalez at the back. So a bit of a reshuffle for Man City. Wonder if you might see a change come on the right-hand side then, because we're looking a bit exposed on that City right-hand side right now. John Stones has been told to get back over there now, rather than inverted into midfield. Here is Nico Gonzalez. So it looks like he's slotting in more as like a centre-back. Ruben Dias told to go to the right, Josko Gvardiol to the left, and Monaco get the ball clear off the shins of Savinho, and that will be a throw-in for AS Monaco. Savinho battling to try and get the ball back. Says that'll be a throw-in for AS Monaco rather than a free kick. Just a slender 2-1 advantage here for City. Melody says Rodri should have been subbed at half-time. Yeah, he shouldn't have started for me. He wouldn't have started. It's a risk to have started him. Ball gets played forward here by Monaco. City do well just to defend that and half get it clear. They do find a Monaco player through their clearance though. Bernardo Silva doing his best to try and get the ball back here for City, but City once again just forced onto the back foot. Monaco have been much better this second half. Much, much better. Knocking the ball around really nicely. Finding space, finding shots, finding ways to cause problems. And Savinho does very well to just find the interception and gets pulled back. And that's going to be a free kick for City and also going to be a yellow card as well. I think. Surely a yellow card. Yeah, Diatta into the book. Just a cynical foul. Knows what he's doing there. Had his pocket picked. I'm going to pull his shirt and bring him back. Down he goes. Free kick given. Yellow card. Here is Ruben Dias to Josko Gvardiol. Not really seen much of Ansu Fati in this game. He's had a good season so far with Monaco. He's looked a bit quiet in this game though. So we're going to see Monaco make their first change. City made a couple already. City got 3 subs remaining. Monaco's already made a change early in the first half with Vanderson going off. So this is their second change. So both sides with 2 changes apiece. It's Ansu Fati that goes off and Idumbo that comes on for AS Monaco. Their second change. So 2 changes apiece. Both sides have got 3 substitutions remaining. 26 minutes remaining plus whatever's to be added on here in the second half. City lead by 2-1 here at the Stade Louis II. Can we get that all-important next goal? That's the question here. Ball gets played into space, and I think header won there by John Stones just knocks that back nicely to Gianluigi Donnarumma. So it's going to be a change on the right-hand side. I suspected we were going to see some fresh legs. I just wondered if it were going to be Rico Lewis or Matheus Nunes. The answer is Matheus Nunes is going to be the next player that comes on. I suspect this is going to be John Stones that is going to come off. It's going to be City's third change. We have looked vulnerable. It reminds me a lot this of the game between Brighton and the game between Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah, City have that bit of vulnerability from teams who've got an extra spring in their step, who've got players who are young, will do a lot of running, who can press with pace. It does cause City problems. They've managed this, to be fair, better than either of them games. So this is a good test. A good test. We've got another big test coming up actually against Brentford at the weekend. Just started to find the feet slowly but surely, Brentford. Here's Nico O'Reilly. So 4 on 5 here. Savinho whacks one in towards Bernardo Silva. He has to pull out because it's a heavy touch. Dan, thanks for tuning in. What game do I think is harder for City? This game or Brentford away? I'd probably say this game. We're looking here at a top team in Liga 1, Champions League team. Always difficult. As Bernardo Silva into the penalty area. Bernardo has a shot blocked. Here's Tijjani Reijnders. But Brentford's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy at all. That'll be another very nip and tuck close game. Here's Bernardo Silva, edge of the penalty area. Gives the ball to Tijjani Reijnders. Nico Gonzalez now. Johnny Stones waiting to come off. Here's Foden. City just knocking this round. Still keeping hold of the ball. City just playing at a walking pace. Dave says, City 5th as it stands. It's much better from City. 2 games. If we can win both them games, puts us in a really good position. Takes a bit of pressure off us for Villarreal away. And with taking pressure off ourselves, puts us in a really comfortable position because, you know, if we can go to the Yellow Submarine and beat them in Spain, we're in a very, very strong position with 3 wins from 3. But we're looking too far ahead. I just want to try and navigate these next 23 minutes and hopefully pick up the win and get the job done. Here's Nico O'Reilly then to Savinho. Good work that from Savinho. Finds Nico G. I do get where you're coming from, Lil, with Tijjani Reijnders. And yeah, I can see where you're coming from. He scored a couple of goals in pre-season as well. I think he just gets where, you know, like people get a blood rush. I think he gets a goal rush. He wants to score all the time. He wants to get forward. He wants to make things happen. Which I don't mind. When it works for Tijjani Reijnders, it'll really work. And I think he's just going to be one of them players that when he's on it, he's really on it. And he's going to be a player that scores 2 or 3 goals in a game. He's just one of them kind of midfielders. And then you're going to see him go 5 or 10 games without scoring a goal. But he seems like the kind of player that's going to help chip in with 5 or 10, maybe even more goals through a season, which is what I've been crying out for. Us trying to take the pressure off Erling Haaland, having other players coming in, scoring and assisting more. Savinho, Doku, Bobb, Foden, Bernardo, Tijjani Reijnders, Rodri coming back from injury. You want these players to chip away, score goals. Everyone doing their bit, so to speak. City do well to win that ball back. Here's Nico O'Reilly now. City preparing their... sorry, it's still Matheus Nunes, just a third change. Ball just doesn't want to go out of play. Don't want to get Matheus Nunes onto that pitch. So, guys, just 42 likes away from 100. Any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe and do go and check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Links and details, they are in the description. So, we're into nearly the final 20 minutes of this game. Here's Josko Gvardiol for City to Savinho. Lovely play from a combination of Savinho and Phil Foden there. Tijjani Reijnders then works it to the right. Here is Captain Bernardo Silva. Gives the ball to Nico Gonzalez. Now Ruben Dias has got the ball. Support of Nico G once more. A good flick on there from Tijjani Reijnders to find Bernardo Silva. Here is John Stones now coming forward. Just got to turn. He's not got the pace. That's why we could do with Matheus Nunes coming onto this pitch sooner rather than later. Here is Nico G then. Tijjani Reijnders, Phil Foden. Works the ball to Josko Gvardiol. Here's Nico O'Reilly now to Erling Haaland. This is lovely football from City, and Foden desperately unlucky not to find that pass. And brilliant defensive awareness there from AS Monaco to find the interception, and they can come forward. Here is Monaco now with the ball. Not really got too much support, so he's got to play a pass, and it's behind the player. Still, Matheus Nunes waits to come onto the pitch. City with nearly 600 passes in this game now. Pass accuracy at around 94%. Ball into the City penalty area. Monaco do have the ball. They do have to turn. Here is Akliouche now with the ball. Works the edge of the penalty area. Sitting about 30 yards out. Space opened up there. They thought about putting the foot through it, but they decide against it. Here's Eric Dyer now. Just working the balls across their defensive line, Monaco. Waiting for the opportunities to open up. And here's Akliouche just forcing the opportunities, driving forward, causing the City defence some problems. In the end, City can put a foot in and make a tackle. Bernardo Silva will be dispossessed, though. Another minute does tick along, but here's Monaco just trying to crank it up on Manchester City. So City just got to persevere and stick with it. Got to be defensively sound. Ball gets played into a little bit of space here. Played to the edge of the penalty area. Chance here for a shot and it's wayward, and that will be high and wide. Goal kick Man City, and Matheus Nunes can finally get onto the pitch. So I get a bit of Arsenal vibes off this game. Man City holding a slender advantage, and what I don't want is City to come unstuck again late on in the game, because it's difficult. It's always difficult to concede late in a game and not pick up the result that you want, as it is John Stones that's confirmed as coming off. And Melody, you are more than welcome. I do try my hardest to do a good match commentary for you guys, so you can stay up to date with everything that's happening. So John Stones comes off, Matheus Nunes comes on. Lil, I'd like to see Masaka. I was hoping that if City could find another goal, we might see Masaka come on, because we've still got a couple of subs remaining. Is Donnarumma then. Sends the ball forward for City. Not the best of balls forward. However, Savinho's going to read it well, and he's going to win the ball back. Here is Nico O'Reilly. Oh, it's a lovely flick that from Phil Foden. Here's Savinho then. What can he do with this, Savinho? Into the penalty area. Finds Tijjani Reijnders. Tijjani Reijnders! Crossbar again! Twice now. Twice. This game could have been put to bed. Foden and Reijnders hitting the crossbar. The game could have been done and dusted. It had been a well-deserved assist there for Savinho too. Very unlucky. Unlucky from Reijnders, unlucky for Savinho as well. Good work that by Manchester City though. Lovely flicked header. Lovely flicked header from Phil Foden. City continue to probe. Foden, he's doing ever so well. Phil Foden, ever so well. Ball gets dinked into the penalty area. Here's Tijjani Reijnders. Can keep it in. Monaco will get that clear though. A heavy touch though means Man City can come away with the ball, as Haaland has a strike. It's a good save from Cone. Really good save. Julia, always too high, just aiming too high. Foden and Tijjani Reijnders. Took a deflection, that Haaland effort. That's a real good save that from the keeper. Strong one-handed save. Unlucky that from Tijjani Reijnders. He got slightly over the top of it. Foden's hit was onto the underside of the crossbar. This was straight smack in the centre by Tijjani Reijnders. Doesn't seem to be smiling all that much. He is normally, but he doesn't seem to be smiling here. He wants his goal. Corner then for City. Header. Won by Monaco. Reijnders! Wide again. Again, not smiling. I don't see a smile there. He wants his goal. Feels like he should have a goal, but his effort there dragged wide. He's hit the crossbar. He's dragged an effort wide. We've had an opportunity for me to wrap up the 3 points. We've not made it happen just yet. City now putting pressure onto this Monaco back line, who are looking a bit tired. Trying to link up between defence and attack, and that looked like that went out of play, but flag never goes up, so play on. City have mopped this ball up, gone back to playing the ball at the back at a passing pace, very slow passing pace. Josko Gvardiol just played a pass to Ruben Dias. Here is Tijjani Reijnders then. It's not the best of passes, that. It's given away. Cone in goal for Monaco's just going to float one out to the Monaco right-hand side. Not the best of passes, and it's lovely. Real good stuff from Nico G. Where? I think the referee's giving a free kick. What was he giving a free kick for? Oh, referee. For a trailing arm that's made minimal contact to the face. Both players with their hands up in the air. Never ever a free kick, that for me. Never ever a free kick. That was a lovely, lovely step over from Nico Gonzalez. Never ever a free kick, that for me. Dennis says commentary now 4-0 up. Don't forget, guys, leave a thumbs up now. 40 likes away from 100. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. And do go and check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Links and details there in the description. Here is Josko Gvardiol. Plays the pass to Savinho. Monaco unhappy, or Akliouche unhappy anyway. Wanted a free kick. Here's Nico O'Reilly to Josko Gvardiol. Good work from Phil Foden. Phil Foden, I tell you what, with step overs and distribution, bar the odd ball given away here and there, has been nothing short of sublime. His ability to drop deep, pick the ball up and help City under pressure and turn defence into attack has been sensational as Tijjani Reijnders plays a backheel pass to Matheus Nunes. Here is Nunes then to his Portuguese teammate Bernardo Silva, captain for Manchester City. He gives the ball to Tijjani Reijnders, back to Bernardo Silva. Here's Nico Gonzalez. Bernardo Silva up against his former team, a return to Monaco for him. Of course, Man City brought Bernardo Silva in the summer of 2017 on the Monaco Exodus. That fantastic team that they had. Brought in Benjamin Mendy as well that summer. So Kylian Mbappe head to PSG. I think Falcao stayed at Monaco for at least another season. I'm not sure if that Sidibe played on the right-hand side. He might have left, I think, that summer as well. He were a good player. There's a very good team, that Monaco team. There's a very attacking team. Very, very good team. Monaco, we're all waiting for that third goal. It's not come yet. We've hit the crossbar twice, but it's not come yet. So into the final 12 minutes of this game. And work here for Man City still to do to get the job done. On course for the 3 points. But we've not wrapped them up just yet. I think we'd all like the assurance of a killer 2-goal cushion. Here's Josko Gvardiol then with a throw-in. Going to give it to Nico O'Reilly to take. Fresh from signing his new contract with Man City. I think it's until June 2030. Fully deserved, and he's going to get City a free kick there. Making himself a real regular at City, Nico O'Reilly, which is fantastic to see. I feel like this would have been Cole Palmer as well at City if he'd chosen to stay. It had become more and more of a regular at City as the seasons had gone on. But hey, here we are. 2 more substitutions being made by AS Monaco. It might be 3 and out for them. That'll be their 5. We'll see. Here's O'Reilly then to Josko Gvardiol. Nico O'Reilly to Nico Gonzalez. That's great work from Phil Foden. Nico Gonzalez tries to thread a ball in for Erling Haaland. A good sliding interception from Eric Dyer. Means that it's going to be a corner for Manchester City. Good defending that from Eric Dyer. I do wonder, because England look a bit short on quality centre-backs. With the World Cup coming up, I wonder if Thomas Tuchel's having a good watch of AS Monaco and how they're doing. Because Eric Dyer's looked pretty sharp. A good physical presence. Good reading of the game for Monaco at the back, to be honest. And handles set pieces pretty well. Anyway, final 10 minutes. Corner for City. Tijjani Reijnders to take. Goes to the near post. Flicked up. To nobody in particular. Shot comes in from Nico G. Takes a deflection. Cleared by Monaco. Whacked into space again by I forgot Bernardo Silva, and keeper will collect. Goes nowhere in particular there for Manchester City. So less than 10 minutes remaining plus whatever's to be added on here. Ball gets floated from left to right here for Monaco, and couldn't keep that under control, and that's going to be a throw-in for Manchester City, and just he ticks away a few more seconds. And yeah, Monaco going to make 3 more changes. It's going to be striker Balogun coming off, Tezzy the goal scorer coming off, and Salisu coming off. And their final 3 players coming onto the pitch to replace Balogun, Tezzy and Salisu. You're going to see Mika coming on. You're going to see Cabral coming on. There's some discussions going on the bench. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not Tezzy that's coming off. We'll see. We'll see. There's just some communications going on. Right, we'll see. They've sorted the board out, I think, now. Right, there we go. We can have confirmation. So it's going to be Koulibaly that comes off. And Cabral that comes on. Mika's going to come on. Wait for confirmation about all these subs. So Minamino's not going to get onto the pitch for Monaco today. As Salisu comes off. So it's BRF, Cabral and Ilanikna that come on. As City have a throw-in. That took much longer than it needed to. It was about 1.5 minutes eaten away there at the clock. Here's Savinho, plays a pass forward. Erling Haaland then gets their big long legs going, and Monaco just about do enough to get that one clear. Nico O'Reilly mops it up well. City will just slow the pace down and keep hold of the ball. Monaco hoping that these fresh legs will do something for them, as Man City find a bit of space here on the right-hand side. Tijjani Reijnders just trying to be a bit too smart there, and there's Eric Dyer, been pretty solid at the back, reading it pretty well for Monaco and finding the pass, and Monaco can come forward now. Here's Akliouche. Moved into the centre. Monaco on the attack in the City half on the right-hand side. Looked offside. Josko Gvardiol has to step in and make the challenge. And that's going to be a corner. No offside flag. Corner then for AS Monaco. More defending for City to do. Monaco still well in this game. Just one goal takes Man City away from 3 points to 1 point. Monaco from 0 points to 1 point for the game. Monaco lost their first game against Club Brugge by 3-1, so they're building to try and get some points. Corner comes in. Header won there by Erling Haaland, only at the edge of the penalty area, and Donnarumma was scrapping there. In the end, I think it's Ruben Dias with the block, thankfully. That's a good challenge. No, referee's given a free kick, of course. Josko has been brilliant. He's a brilliant defender. So a free kick here and more defending for City to deal with. Nico G not happy with that. There's minimal in that. Going back to what I said in the first half, any pushing, pulling, anything with hands, and the referee's going to blow his whistle, and that's what he does there. It's a cracking bit of defending. Sorry, it was Nico G, not Ruben Dias with that block. Cracking block there from Nico Gonzalez. So free kick here for Mika to take for... Oh, sorry, I thought it was going to be Mika that was going to take. It's not. Don't know why the camera just panned in on him like he was the one taking the free kick. But here we are. Anyway, free kick AS Monaco. Floated in. Header won. Straight into the hands of Gianluigi Donnarumma. It was Eric Dyer winning the header there. I don't really get why. I think it's Nico G's just gone in with his foot. The commentator's just asking for, is there anything more in the challenge for a potential penalty to be given? But not for me. Eric Dyer's just holding his face. Yeah, there's now a VAR check for a potential penalty check. Not for me. Can't give a penalty for that. Can't give a penalty for that. I don't actually think it should have been a free kick in the first place in the build-up to they want a penalty. For me, it weren't a free kick and it's not a penalty. Ball just gets floated in. Eric Dyer wins the header. Nico G puts his foot up. But I think he's going to go over to the board and have a look at this. He is. He's going to go and have a look at this. This is going to be a penalty. This is weak. Really, really weak. That's just not for me. Gianluigi Donnarumma's fuming. There's some red cards being shown. I have no idea who for, if it's for people on the bench or what's not. So Donnarumma's gone over to do some research about penalties. He's gone over to the bench, yeah, to have a bit of research about penalties. So he's just killing a bit of time. So Man City are expecting a penalty to be given here. Right, yellow card shown to Bernardo Silva. He's not happy. Referee wants to go over to the board to have a look at it. It's just not for me. So, ball comes in. Nico Gonzalez puts his foot up to try and win the ball. There's minimal contact in that. Should his foot be up in the air? No. There's minimal contact in it, though. And to be fair, Nico Gonzalez does actually win the ball. My problem I have with VAR is clear and obvious. Is it a clear and obvious error? Not for me. I don't think this is a penalty. I think Nico Gonzalez wins the ball. Nico Gonzalez does win the ball. I don't think this is a penalty. I really don't think. I don't want to be biased. I don't. But I don't think this is a penalty. Referee's going to give a penalty and does. I mean, Man City have hit the crossbar twice and they've got themselves to blame to put themselves in a position where a late equaliser can happen. But it shouldn't have been a free kick. And I don't think it should have been a penalty. I really don't think that should be a penalty. So Bernardo Silva was shown a yellow card. There was 2 red cards shown to 2 people on the bench. I don't know who's been shown the red card. Gianluigi Donnarumma is taking on Eric Dyer, who's going to be taking this penalty. So hopefully Gianluigi Donnarumma can pull off a big save here for City. Come on, Donnarumma. Eric Dyer to take. He sends him the wrong way. It's a good penalty. 2-2. Dropping points here where we shouldn't be dropping points. It's a real good penalty from Eric Dyer, but silly to be putting your leg up in the air from Nico Gonzalez. I didn't think it was a free kick. I think it's a bit of a weak claim for a penalty, and yeah. And there should be a lot of time added on here because it's taken a long time to get that sorted. I don't know who's been sent off. I think there's 2 people on the bench that have been sent off. Yeah, so 7 minutes have been added on. We've not even played a minute of that, so there should be an extra minute added on top of that. The question is, can City now go on and see if they can find a winner? Ruin their hitting the crossbar with a free kick for City. Although referee says play on. City want to play this on. Here's Nico Gonzalez. Oh, here's City, threaded it through. Cleared, though, by Monaco. Monaco will be thinking about the counter-attack and finding a bit of somebody coming forward to try and find a winner. Long ball comes forward from Monaco, cut off by Donnarumma. This is going to be 2 points drop for City today. Really is going to be 2 points drop because this is a game that we've been in firm control of pretty much all game. Not killed the game off and had a reason for us to drop points with a weak claim for a penalty. Here's Bernardo. Can City muster up another big opportunity? He's given a free kick again. Every time the hands have gone up, a free kick's being given. It was a free kick, that, to be fair. Again, it's like the Arsenal game. It's just a kick in the teeth. I don't think a draw at Monaco. Monaco are a good team. It's not the worst result in the world, but for the position that we've put ourselves in, this shouldn't be the case. This game should have been wrapped up. Tijjani Reijnders should have scored before when hitting the crossbar. Phil Foden should have scored before hitting the crossbar. We shouldn't be in this position. We could still lose because it's going to be a corner here for Monaco. And they've got to be careful because they've taken it quickly. City have got to be careful here. Really careful. He's run it out of play. A heavy touch there from Savinho. He's got very little support. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Why has he not got rid of it? In the end, I think the offside flag's gone up, so City can have the ball. Another yellow card's come out. Referee's lost a bit of control on this game. I'm still waiting for clarification about who actually got sent off from the bench. I don't know, Connor. 2 red cards were shown. I don't know who got sent off. Savinho shown a yellow card. City just looking a bit frustrated here. Here's Matheus Nunes, heavier touch. Eric Dyer just takes no chances. He'll put it out into the stands for a throw-in. City got the ball back, though. Time ticking here. I still feel like there's one big opportunity left in this game. Here's Tijjani Reijnders. Keeps hold of the ball. Does well. Keep working the ball. That's the way. Keep hold of the ball. Nothing stupid. Keep hold of the ball. Wait for the space. Phil Foden. He goes down. It's going to be a 3 kick here for City. In a good position. It's pushed in the back. Anything with hands and it's getting penalised. Andy, thanks for tuning in. How did your playoff game go? Ege agrees. City have been punished for not killing the game off. They've had opportunities to kill the game off. They've not done it. So a free kick here for City. It's far out, this. It's a chance, but it's going to take something really sweet to score from here. Really is going to take something sweet to score from here. This is a very long way out. Yeah, City have chosen to pass the ball. Bernardo Silva puts a cross in instead. And it's a weak ball in. Weak ball in. Cleared by AS Monaco. Can they get hold of the ball? The answer is yes, they can. Savinho might catch up here. There is the overlap that's come in. City just trying to get bodies back. They've got the bodies back. A free kick given away. Ah, man. Rodri looked like he took a little knock before, but he's done an hour. Doesn't seem like he's got anything long term, so that's good. Ball comes in then from Monaco. Looked offside. They're wasting time now, just trying to eat away at the clock. So put a ball into the box. Nico Gonzalez takes control of the ball. City will whack this ball clear. Headed clear by Monaco. Again, just Matheus Nunes being a bit silly there. Letting the ball bounce. Haaland does a lovely flick. And here's City then. They've got bodies forward here. They've got bodies forward. Here's Bernardo Silva. Has to turn. Not got the support. 20 seconds left plus whatever's to be added on, if anything. What can City do? Here's Josko Gvardiol. To Nico O'Reilly. Josko Gvardiol to Nico O'Reilly. Back to Josko Gvardiol. He comes forward. Lovely stuff from Gvardiol. He goes for the shot. Don't go for the shot. He should have gone for the pass. And referee then. 7 minutes are done. Nico Gonzalez. He looked offside there. Nico O'Reilly. I think that's the full-time whistle. Yeah, it's 2 points dropped that for me for Man City today. 2 points dropped. It's frustrating because I didn't think it were a penalty. If it was a stonewall penalty, I'd say so, and I'd sit here and I'd say, you know, we've been punished for not scoring a third goal to kill the game off, which is the importance of a 2-goal cushion. But it's a bit of a sickener when I just don't think that it was a penalty. I mean, I'm sure people will disagree. It's open for an opinion, but I didn't think that was clear and obvious. Referee didn't give a penalty as his on-field decision. Thank you very much, Seamus. So it's frustrating. I'll digest this more in my match review. We'll speak more about the penalty. We'll speak more about Man City not killing this game off and Man City ultimately dropping points here in the Champions League. And we've got quite a few difficult games coming forward. And do you remember me saying before about Man City having the pressure taken off us if we was to pick up 6 points from 6 for our away match against Villarreal? Well, that pressure now is still on us, and I feel like we need to go to Spain and pick up at least a result. We could probably do with a win. If we want top 8, you really want 7 points from 3 games. 7 points from 3 games is not a bad return, but excuse me, but you know, if we lose in Spain, 4 points from 3 games, and you know what I mean? It's a very fine line here. Very fine line. It's not the worst result in the world. I think it's just a bit... It's disappointing on us not killing the game off and us the way that we've conceded because, you know, if it's a stonewall penalty, you know, like what Matheus Nunes a few weeks back conceded, I don't mind because, you know, it's just as clear as the day as a penalty. It's a terrible, terrible mistake that's been made. But, you know, should Nico G go in with his foot? No. Does he make contact? Yeah. Does he win the ball? Also, yeah. Do I think it's a penalty? Do I think it's clear and obvious? No. Do I think it's a penalty? No. Am I disappointed? Yeah. They're my conclusions. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back on Sunday with another live stream. So don't forget to subscribe. It is free to subscribe. Social media links are in the description if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 37 likes away from 100, so any help towards that would be great. And also don't forget as well to get your thoughts in the comments below if you're watching this after the stream. And finally, I would say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. And a big thank you to SofaScore for sponsoring today's live stream. And a big thank you to you guys for tuning in as well, making it a fantastic live watch along. And as I said, we'll be back with another one on Sunday for the Brentford away game as we head into the international break. That's right, another international break. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope everyone is safe and well. Peace.